what what is like the main message he's given you?
I mean, obviously it's been great to be back in person. We're getting tested every day now by the Big Ten, which I think is phenomenal. That the Big Ten put that together and got this season going. I'm very thankful for Commissioner Warren and all the work that he's put in to get this thing rolling. Because it's been difficult times, honestly, for our team, our community, our country. So I think that just having this little bit to be able to come in, see my friends in a safe environment with my coaches, and get to play the game that I love. That's definitely been something that I've been having a blast with so far. This season, although very weird, and I'm sure it's only going to get weirder as the season goes on, just with no fans and everything. But I think that it is nice to have some control in your life, finally, with such a hectic beginning and middle of 2020 to finally kind of get something that is normalized. And then what was I forget your second question.
Just having personal contact with Coach every day, and what his message has been to you going forward as you prepare for your first game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that it's just approach every day the same. Get your 1% better each day, and find something to improve on. Because if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And that's something that I've learned from the day I stepped in here. But Coach Shiraka really harps on the details and finding the littlest things to get better at. And I think that that's something that I've taken every day. I've written down in my notes before each practice at least 3 things. All right, I got to focus on this, this, and this. For sure, I need to get better at this today because I wasn't as good as I wanted to yesterday. So I think that approach has really helped me. Not much different than how I have in the past, but I think Coach Schrock has brought a bunch of different points. I could go on and on about the things that he's brought to the table, and I'm just excited to keep grinding. We got a few more weeks before our first game, so it's right now we're focused on ourselves.
Ben Jones, and just a reminder to use the raise your hand function, and we'll get to you in our little order here. Ben?
Sean, we were talking to Noah, who was kind of joking that when he got to Penn State, he didn't really like Journey all that much because they had sort of a different personality. Noah's sort of like a quieter guy. Journey's a little more outgoing, and it took a while for them to kind of find that friendship, not in a bad way, just sort of in the nature of meeting new people and things like that. How long does it take to kind of build an actual rapport with guys? Maybe, some of the receivers that you're working with, and is that a challenge nowadays when, it's not like you can all just hang out the same way that you used to?
Yeah, I mean, I find that funny. I mean, I really haven't dove into that relationship. Every room has their goods and their bads, but I mean I've seen nothing but true friendship from Journey and Noah and Devin. All those guys in that room have been phenomenal. But I think it's definitely a weird time to get to know certain people. I think that it was definitely weird coming in the facilities. I would say when we started lifting, and then probably the past few weeks to the month. There were some freshmen that I still had never met before in person because we just hadn't had that opportunity. We haven't had summer workouts. We didn't have the 7-on-7s that we were doing like we were in the past. There's just a lot of things where there'd be good opportunities. You talk about leadership all the time, and you try to get around as many people as you can. But at this point in time, you just can't see certain people. So it's definitely been a harder task to get to know everybody. But I think that, finally getting the whole team together, practicing as one, I think that it's gotten a little bit easier, finally seeing everybody. But it's definitely been a weird time to develop relationships.
Rich Scarcella?
Sean, what does it mean to you to have such an experienced offensive line back? What do you project for them this season, and can you describe the leadership of Michael Bennett?
Yeah, I think that one of the most exciting parts of our team is the experience and the talent of our offensive line. I'm not going to speak on offensive lines in the past, but the one that we have currently, I think, is one of the best in the country. I'm super excited, and it gives you confidence as a quarterback. It truly does. When you can sit back there and you know that you got 5 guys in front of you that are A, going to give their all for you, and B, they have the talent to do so. And I think that in the past, maybe we haven't had all the talent, but I think that these past few years, Coach Franklin's just recruited some really good players and good character guys. And, just going down the line, I know that each of them have my back. So I think that I'm super excited as a quarterback to start playing with them. And I'm glad that we have this opportunity to play, because I would have been nervous if we wouldn't have been able to, because we have so much talent. But and then getting to Mike, Matt's definitely one of my best friends. We've developed a really good relationship over the past couple of years. I think that obviously last year we really got to know each other. Just with the center quarterback connection, you just have to have a good relationship, and it's easy with Mike. Just because of the guy he is, the character, the work ethic, we align with many different things. So I think that Menon and I are on the same page. We're excited for the year, and I think that we have some special things in plan for sure.
Tyler Donahue?
Sean, you mentioned this. We heard it from players earlier that the team chemistry is catching up because of what's going on this year, particularly with you and this receiver group. Outside of Jahan, not a lot of live bullets with some of these guys in the games. How are you working on that? How can you play catch up? And what's been your overall impression of this receiver group under a new coach?
Yeah, I think that Coach Chirac has done a really good job of focusing, like I said before, on the details. And when you're talking about the passing game, I think that details are extremely important, because you talk about how much time we missed. We missed spring ball. We missed a lot of summer reps during quarantine. I was throwing to my brother and Jahan, DG, Dre, all those guys, CSB. They were all sending me videos of them running routes so I could try to visualize in my head what these certain routes were going to look like. But getting on the field finally, I think that it's just extremely important that we talk through everything. Communication is key for me. And, if I have a problem with a guy running a certain route, or if I really liked a certain route, I'm going to express that to him, because I know that we're kind of battling the clock here on the amount of time, especially with some of these younger guys that are going to be key factors in our offense. So I think that communication is definitely a huge factor. And that's on me, just to make sure that I'm communicating with not only the players, but also Coach Stubb on what I like, what I don't like, and making sure that those details are there.
Joe Giuliano?
Sean, I wanted to go back to your answer about building relationships. Coach Franklin has mentioned that he's disappointed that in this day and age you can't bring guys over for dinner and you guys can't have bowling parties or anything like that. He was concerned about chemistry. Are you concerned about building chemistry on this team? And what do you and the other leaders have to do to make sure that that's not a problem?
I wouldn't say I'm concerned about it. I think that it's going to happen naturally. You can't force chemistry, obviously. If you force chemistry, it's not true. So I'm not going to force anything. But at the same time, it is much more difficult this year, because you can't, after practice, go grab some ice cream with a group of guys. You can't go out to eat like you used to. We can't go to the bowling alley, the pool party, miss a practice, or Coach Franklin brings us all up and tells us that we're going to Champs to get food and shoot pool. So those little moments we just don't have with some of these guys. But I think that we all just got to focus on the task at hand. Focus is a key thing right now, and sacrifice is a key thing for us. I think that the leadership has done a really good job of trying to get around as many guys as we can. But obviously, as you know, with COVID and how serious it is, it's just tough. But I definitely say it's not a concern, but at the same time, it is definitely, I would be lying if I said it wasn't more difficult to create chemistry. But I think that with the group of guys that we have, we all have the same mission. So we're definitely extremely focused on the goal.
Justin Morgenstein?
Sean, so I'm wondering, you guys got a really good look at Kirk's offense, obviously, last year when you went up to Minnesota. What has been, the biggest difference so far, working with him firsthand rather than just observing and watching film?
Yeah, I think that, when you watch the tape, I think that you see an offense that is very detail-oriented. You don't see a lot of MAs. And, when you get to know Coach Shiraki, you understand why. He's a guy who's not going to allow you to – if he wants you to run your route at the third inside step, he wants you to run the route at third inside. If it's second or fourth, then he's going to get on your ass. So I think that, Coach has done a great job. I keep going back to the details, but that's kind of been the name of the game with this offense right now is details are the most important thing because – A, it's a new offense, and B, at the same time, like I said, we're battling the clock. We don't have much time, and we haven't had the spring and the summer to develop the way that we've wanted to. Obviously, I have trust, and I know I've seen it on the field how hard everybody's been working away from the facility. But football is a team game, and you need to get everybody together, and the chemistry needs to be there. So, we just need to keep grinding out these details day in, day out, and every day. We talk about everyday mentality, want-to-know mentality, but that really takes precedent right now because, we only have 3-4 weeks till this first game. So I think that, like I said before, the details are critical.
John Sauber?
Hey, Sean, where do you feel you need to improve as an individual, and where do you feel the team needs to improve in order to get over the hump and reach the college football playoff?
I think that, I just need to keep improving every day. I've never doubted or felt like I didn't have the talent to be a college football playoff quarterback. I wouldn't be here if I didn't, if I did. So I think that, this team just needs to keep grinding. I think that we have the players. I think we have the talent. And we just need to keep on focusing on the 1-0 on every single thing that we do, whether that be studying film, whether that be playing a game, or whether that be in practice. We just need to make sure that everything we do is intentional. Because if you look at the things that we messed up on last year, it was a terrible game. We had 10, 15 plays that we missed. It was one or two plays here and there, and that's what's critical about what Coach Franklin has preached to us, because we all know the talent that we have, and we all know the capabilities that we can have this season. But it's all about the work ethic and what we're going to do day in, day out to get there.